Sam, please start. We are live.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all for joining the session today again. So today we are actually privileged enough to have our senior DS Behera sir on board to speak. And today also we feel like we have truly expanded this initiative, because I think so far majority of us speakers have been primarily from within our batch, and today I think we have really someone exactly not from the outside. He studied with us in Sainik school. He was just a year senior to us, so he's not an outsider. But for this group, I think we are privileged him to have it, because it's like, we are expanding this initiative to have other people on board and talk and share their experiences and knowledge, and take it this initiative a lot further. So just a quick introduction about DS Behera sir. I think he, like I told you, he was 1991 pass out. We would know him. He was in the Cabiri House. Beyond that, he has done his Bachelor in Engineering, Electronics and Telecommunication from OEC. And I was fortunate enough to have him as a senior both in the school and in OEC as well. And beyond that, he has done MBA in IT from Massachusetts Institute of Technology. I think all of you are aware MIT is one of the prestigious universities in the world. And going further to his corporate career, he's currently working as a senior vice president in the web development and digital technologies at Grand Circle Corporation in Boston. Some of you may be able to relate to this. I be from IT. I am able to quite relate to this designation and the kind of stuff activities that he must be doing on a day-to-day basis. Just to expand a bit on that, he has been an innovative leader with a proven track record of strategically guiding organizations to reach their goals. Is adept at overseeing progress of operations and monitoring cross-functional programs, right? And experienced in managing teams globally. And in his role, you have to manage vendors as well. And then he has done extremely well. And he has also participated in evaluating process to achieve business growth for companies, right? So quite an illustrious corporate career for post passing from our school. And on a personal side, he loves to travel. He loves motorbiking. I think I have seen him with the motorbike on his Facebook pages. Quite dashing and quite still young, when he poses himself with the motorbike. And he is also president of the Oriya Society in Boston, Massachusetts, right? And plays an active role in raising funds for charity. I think in one of the, I just want to add, in one of the discussion that I was having with B.N. Mahanti, and he mentioned that, and Bhubaneswar, sir, you can correct me, that you are also working on a noble cause where you are working with the Odisha government to setting up some libraries, and which is personally, I love books, and if I can help you with that, I can join you. I'll be love to do it. So I think without taking much time, so that's more of it. And beyond this, DS Behera sir, if you want to add anything on yours, you can please add. And I'll not take much time, so we will get into the talk. And once again, we are very privileged to have him on board. And let's hear him talk about the opportunities and challenges in pursuing an education and a job, abroad, right? Thank you all, and passing on the baton to DS Behera sir now. Thanks.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, everybody, for giving me this opportunity. And you probably said more than I would have said myself about myself. The thing is, I like to share what I know. That's how I have been a community, worker here locally and within our Sainik School alumni group as well. So anywhere I can help, please feel free to reach out to me. And this is a time where a lot of our friends are in trouble, so many different ways, but within that we also see the hope of doing things differently to help one another. Having said that, for last few years, some of our seniors children have come to US to study, and this year also we have 2 students from our Sainik School family, our batch, and a senior batch. Similarly, wherever this has actually, and my son also graduated from college this year, so that has given me some insight to the education system within US. And for students abroad coming to US. So I'll try to go through whatever I have learned about the process here. On top of that, we'll make it interactive. Sometimes some good questions might trigger some good answers from me that I probably have not mentioned in my PowerPoint slides. So we'll make it interactive. Please interrupt me if and where you think you have a question from any of my bullet points, and we'll start there and we'll see where it goes. Thank you again. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'll share my screen now. Okay. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, please continue.
Okay.
Yes.
Hmm? Okay. So we'll cover these topics. We'll go through the structure of the higher education in US and the types of educational establishments that offer. And the important one we'll try to cover is how to get into US school system. And the academic year, how it is structured and how it looks like, and the grading system, scholarship, and the job opportunities. These are the topics we are going to cover today. So, high school, in India, we call 10th grade as high school, but like our school, 12th grade is considered high school here. And after that, the college begins. And in India, we have we call BA, BSc, BCom, or engineering at graduates. But here in US, they call it undergrad. But BA, BSc, BCom is 3 years. Engineering is 4 years. Here, the college undergraduation, you study science, arts, commerce, business, or engineering, everything is 4 years. And I'll go into details later. And the general practice in US is, okay, after the undergrad, usually students go for up to 2.5 years before getting into grad school. And they call grad school, the master's degree is graduation. That's the grad school. And I have also mentioned there the professional programs. Professional programs are like MBAs, anything that comes with master's degree. MBA or law or medicines. Those are professional programs. And engineering with 4-year degree is also considered professional. And they again have the students here, most of the students are self-funded, self-guided. So they usually work between 4 years college to their master's program and then the PhD, and if anything, they decide to do that. So that's how this is the overall structure of the higher education in US. So the high school technically is considered between 9th grade to 12th grade, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that is very important. Doesn't matter if you are a student in US or abroad. If you want to get into the college in US, 9th through 12th grade is important. And if a ODI medium student does 10th grade, then +2, that also the institutions in US will look at 9th through 12th grade scores. And then the 4-year college, that starts after the 12th grade. And I've kind of mentioned jobs. A good student can technically work the 2nd year in college as an intern. And then at the end of the 4 years, you either get a Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science degree here. So they do not have like BE, BS, BCom, they don't have. They just call it Bachelor of Science, but the subject could be computer science, computer engineering. Bachelor of Arts is like criminal justice, economics. They call it differently, but they are basically Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts. Then the next layer of education is the master's degree. And that's where they get, Master in Arts, Master in Science, or MBA. Okay, here they also, some of these good schools, they take Fulbright students as PhD students. And even from India, some students are accepted as PhD students after the 4-year undergrad. But they, after 2 years, part of the PhD program, they by default get a master's degree. Some students come here for master's degree and they complete master's, they go looking for a job. But many schools here bring, after 4 years of undergrad in India, which is only engineering students qualify for, because all other students, BA, BSc, BCom, they are not at par with the 4 years of education needed within the US universities. So that's why they do not qualify. But if somebody has done MA or MCom, MSc, they do qualify for PhD programs, but not the BA, BSc, BCom students. Engineering students, they do qualify. So they come to US, some of the good schools offer direct PhD programs to those students from India or anywhere in the world. But some students that I even personally know, they finish 2 years of master's, they get a default master degree, they move on, look for a job. And the other degrees are the law school and the medical school. And law is 3 years, whereas MBA, MS, or MA is 2 years. Law is actually 3 years. And medical school, it takes up to 10 years. We'll go to details on the next slides, but to become a doctor in US, it could take 10 years after your +2 or 12th grade. Okay, how to get into US school systems? Most of these students, they come here, or they came earlier. They came to do masters here. Even the maximum number of students coming to US these days, they come here for masters. And mostly they are engineering students. Some do come here after like MSc or MCom, to pursue PhD and all, and they end up getting masters. But the number of students coming to US for a bachelor's degree is on the rise now. And like this season, like I was saying a little earlier today, Bardhan's son came here for bachelor's degree. T.K. Misra, Satledge House, our batch again, the brigadier in army. His son came to do bachelor's also. So the number of students coming here for bachelor's degree is on the rise. And for a good student, when I say good student, everybody is good. If I am good, I consider everybody good, because I was like above average student in my school days. What I mean to say is, if they are if a student is eligible enough to qualify for IITs or NITs, I personally know they have also qualified for MITs and Harvard. And they say, it is their words, not mine. They say it was easy to qualify for MIT or Harvard than, qualifying for IIT Kharagpur. So having said that, if they know the value of an undergrad degree in US, it is actually easier to come to US for an undergrad degree, and many students are coming these days. So even if you have enough money, then I have come across people, those who come here for high school. And high school, there are private high schools here. They're kind of self-funded. If you have the dollars, you send your kid here, there are schools to take. There is not much process involved here. You just apply to that school, the school will file for a education visa, and they come here. And those students, although study here, they are considered as foreign students. So the path for them to go to college, including the path for students abroad in India, are the same. And the first step, SAT or SCT, those are here, like in Odisha, we have Odisha board. So the school systems have standardized examinations. You study for the year, you appear at the annual exam, then you get 70%, 80%, 90%, whatever it is, or you go to CBSE or you go to convent school. We all have standardized tests. In US, none of the schools have standardized tests. Like all these high schools, the tests are conducted by the teachers within the school system. And even if a student does not go to school and does homeschooling, also he can self-declare, oh, I just finished my high school. There is no standardized testing structure in US. That is why the private schools, they are even more independent. But the government schools, the state schools, the state has a test. Like in Massachusetts, we call it MCAS. So at the end of it, some students will probably go appear that exam, and that is not even compulsory. So there is no standardized test for high school students in US. That is why the college board wants all of the students to take this standardized test to enter undergrad bachelor's degree. And there are two types of such tests. One is SAT and the other one is ACT. Most of the students coming from India, they appear for SAT. SAT is more popular. But if somebody personally known to me asks, hey, which is the good one to take, I'll say take the SAT one. SAT is more elaborative and tricky, twisted, more ambiguous answers within the exams, and tough. Whereas the SCT is more like science and mathematical questions, and it's easy to actually top SCT tests. SAT scores, the total score always has been 2400. Math 800, science 800, and English 800. The English is the essay writing. That's 800. In past 2 years, they have changed the structure. They have made it 1600. So math and science is 1600, 800 each. Usually Indian students, they really do good on math and science. The English, they have made it optional. But every good school will look for that 800 English test. If you say, oh, it's not compulsory, until 2 years back, it was compulsory. The full score of SAT was 2400. Now it is officially 1600, but the good schools will always look for that additional 800 English score. So if you omit it, then that's right, then and there you lose your opportunity to getting into a good school. Whereas SAT's max score is only 36, and they do not have a separate English paper. It is mostly math and science oriented. But SAT or SET, doesn't matter. One test does not have any advantage over the other one. They both are equally accepted by all the schools in US. So for foreign students, TOEFL, English, they have another similar exam, IELTS again, but nobody actually, none of our foreign students appear that the TOEFL one is well known to everybody. So they need to have TOEFL scores. And grades through 8 and 12. This is where I was kind of saying the high school grades are important, because even though you do 9th and 10th in a Odisha board and plus 2, 11th and 12th, the schools here will need all 4 years of grade and the recommendation letters from the teachers, primarily from teachers, and a character, one of those recommendations, they need 3. And one of those could be, known to someone, but the other two, if a principal or a headmaster from the school writes, and again, they just don't have to write. Whatever they write is also kind of reflected on the grades you have secured through 8th through 12th grade. And most all the colleges in US will want you to write essays. And sometimes there are general essays. Sometimes a college might ask you to write 1 or 2 essays, and some good schools even might ask you to write 3 to 5 essays. And essays means, why do you want to get into our school? What is it you want to do? What's the vision? How do you think our school can help you? And we all have gone through similar questions when we did our Viva during our school entrance days. But here it is more detailed, and they'll have more ground rules, like, okay, your essay cannot be more than 200 words. So they'll have their own guidelines, but you have to write essays. And that actually reflects, that's where we all can improve. Like, I'll give you a small example. When we wrote essays in our school days, we wrote like Gairo Atmo Kahani. Gairo Atmo Kahani, Gairo dita kano achi, khura achi, gote langudo achi, emti. But here, essays writing, Gairo Atmo Kahani magile bhi, ଆମେ ଗାଈ ବିଷୟରେ ଲେଖୁନୁ, ସେଠି ଶିଖା ଯାଉଛି ଏଠି ଗାଈ ବିଷୟରେ ଲେଖନି, ତମେ ଏସେଟା ଏମିତି ଲେଖିବ ଯେ ପଢିବ ସେ ଲାଷ୍ଟରେ ଜାଣିପାରିବ ଯେ ଏଟା ଗାଈ ବିଷୟରେ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି. So essays are very important. So a good essay goes a very long way in US. Then we have there are some schools, the applications are kind of common, but there are schools, they have their own application format. So you have to, once you shortlist what schools you want to apply for, if that school is under the common app group, then you can have one application and send it across multiple schools. But if your school needs a separate application, then you will have to be careful and make sure you apply to that school format's application. And sometimes interviews for students within US is very important, plays a good role, but it's optional for overseas students. Sometimes they do interactive through email, or now these days Zoom, so that possibly you could face an interview also. And one other thing is there are financial aid and scholarship, and it is easy for foreign students to get scholarship. I have personally known few students. In master's degree, it's hard to get scholarship, but in undergrad, people do get scholarships, and some kind, even Burden's son also got some scholarship. But you just have to know how to approach for those financial aid and what are those financial aid available, and it is different from different schools. And then the scholar, what are the various scholarship that you can apply to, and then finally you compare. Okay, you applied to 5 schools, then you compare what you want to do and what those schools are good for. Then you compare the financial aid provided by that school or the scholarship that supports that school. Then you finally pick and choose your school. For master's program, there, like you said, I said ACT and SAT. Here you give GRE or GMAT, and TOEFL is again important. And then the grades of your undergrad in India is important. So it is BA, BSc become you. If you are a BA or BSc or become student, you cannot apply for master's degree in US or PhD. You have to have at least MA, MSc or MCom to apply for master's degree or PhD in US. Or if you are an engineering student, or if you have done BSc, then you have done MCA, then you can apply for master's degree. Even for me, I had a engineering degree. But when I went to MBA, I still had to do few of the prerequisites. That took me a year for 6 different courses, because I wanted to go to Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Business Administration degree MBA, whereas I had an engineering degree. So if I want to be a doctor here, I can actually pursue MD here. So they do not have any age limit. They do not have any restrictions what you have studied till date. But what they ask you to do is, okay, you haven't done this yet, so get back to the school and do the prereqs and whatever courses needed. You have to do that. So for master's degree, engineering students or MCA students, they come here, or if they have done MSc, MCom, only then they qualify. Again, the recommendation letter, like undergrad degree, essays, and all of that remains the same. Picking up the right school, scholarship, and all. And for law, medical or law school, you have to have an undergrad degree. A law degree is also a master's degree here. But for law school, you have to give LSAT exam. It's a different exam, and only then you are accepted. And for law degree, you also have to have a undergrad degree. If you are a US student, then you have to have that 4-year college undergrad, Bachelor of Arts, with whatever law you want to pursue, technology or real estate, or you want to pursue civil or criminal. So you have to have such prereqs covered within your undergrad. But if you come from India, like we all know, Madhupadi, his son came and did masters in law in US actually. So you have to have MA degree to get into. He actually had law degree in India. Then he came to do international law here. But I'm saying is you have to have a master's degree to get to law school if you're coming from India. Or if you're a US student, then you have to have that 4-year undergrad. But they have a separate test. And I do not know anyone from India yet who comes here for med school. But I have known many, those who have done medicines in India, like MBBS, and they have come here to do specialization, or some of, I have known many Oriya people, those who have Kotak Medical or Sambalpur Medical College pass out, Berhampur Medical College pass out. They have become great doctors here. So they have done their MBBS. Then they come here, they do their MD. But a student from here or abroad, they all have to pass the USMLE test. That is the United States Medical Licensing Exam. That is a tough one. I've known people those who have failed it. So even if they are doctors in India, they do some odd jobs here in the healthcare industry, but they have not become doctors to practice in US. But even if you study medicines here, you also have to pass that exam. You come from India, you also have to pass that exam. So USMLE and residency and the studying of med school, it takes up to 10 years for students here from undergrad to become a doctor. From India, if you come, it could take up to 6 years. See, the 4-year college degree, this is how it is structured. They call it the first year, the freshman, the sophomore, junior, and senior. Okay. The diagram here, what it states here is, Utkal University, or we have individual Ekamara College, Maharshi College. Okay. So I'm going to give you similar examples here. So there are colleges here like the community colleges also. So, some students, those who probably cannot fund their education to US school systems, they actually apply to colleges, I'll just say some community college in some rural area. For example, like in India, we do, let's take admission in Ekamara College, Old Town, and then we'll transfer it to BJP College if we know anyone. People do that here also. Some students from India, they take admission for 4-year undergrad degree in some rural areas, some community government college where the college fees are very minimal, because the first 2 years is of the 4-year college degree doesn't very basic. So they do the basics, they score high grades, then they transfer to a good school or a good university for the junior and senior year. That's where they complete their majors. So most of the students from India, they come here, they directly get into good schools. But if a student really wants to find their way into US school system, this is one of the easiest ways. Yeah, and it doesn't matter. And transferring from one college to other college within US is very, very easy and very simple. They encourage such things. And the advantage of coming to those community colleges, actually, the tuition fees are very, very less compared to the 4-year public or private colleges. You can see, $5,000 versus $30,000. And the course credits are the same. They can be transferred to the university. The disadvantages are like, okay, it could be tough few years. Housing might not be available. You might have to arrange your own housing, be a paying guest or maybe find a hostel or a private housing is very easily available anywhere in US. The college might not offer. And if you do all 4 years from those that community college, your earning potentials are not very high, and the class offerings are limited also. But they all cover the basic courses which a student needs for science or arts degree. You can come here, and if you know the process to sell through, it is really easy. And I have known, mostly, not Odias, they don't do that, but Gujarati, Rajasthani, Bombay, they have generation of families here. They guide them that path, and people, that's the easiest way to come to US. Actually, you get into a community college, it is easy, not too many applications are there, it is cheap, study there for 2 years, then transfer. So that's another way to get into a US undergrad school. And these are the GPAs, they might get A+, but the full score is 4. Okay, why am I saying this? If you get scholarship from US government or individual college to maintain that scholarship for 4 years, you have to maintain your grades. Most of those scholarships, they want you to have B or above. If you get C, they will pull out that scholarship from the students. So you always have to maintain high grades to continue that scholarship. Okay, what are the different scholarship for international students? The US government scholarship, the people say US is land of opportunity. Yes, at the same time, US also looks for the good brains, and if they see a good student, they will give you Fulbright student program. That means not only usually colleges offer you your tuition, and you have to take care of your housing and boarding. But if you are a Fulbright student, the US government has scholarship programs, and if anybody is interested, I can share the URL, the links, and what are those different programs and how to apply. So foreign students, it is primarily for foreign students. A student within US, it's hard for them to get those scholarships, but for international students, US has those scholarship programs, and they'll not only pay for your tuition, they'll also pay for your boarding and everything. Full board, free education for bright students. I do not know how many of them even apply, but it's easy to get actually if you are a good student. Similarly, the university scholarship, every school in US, they say the endowment of Harvard and MIT is more than half the world's country's economic budget. So they have so much money, and they do spend it on getting good students to their school. So every school has scholarships to offer, and it ranges. That's why I did not put the school names, because technically every school, they have scholarships they offer. And there are also, like some of the universities, they have certain programs like we can call climate control or pollution, plastics. These are a few of the areas where some of the universities, if they see that this student can become a global leader or help the civil society, then they have within the universities, they have absolutely like tuition plus housing, boarding, full board scholarship as well for undergrad and master students. And for individual list of schools, so whatever schools you apply, go check their websites. They have scholarships. They have scholarships, and sometimes they're alumni. Like, so for example, we all know Jeff Bezos, or we all know Facebook founder. Okay, they within their school system, they also have said the scholarship saying, okay, Facebook will sponsor students because he's an alumni of Boston University. So then he'll say, okay, if anybody comes, then Facebook will give the scholarship to the right international students. The schools have their own scholarship programs, as well as the alumni sometimes they do offer. So check their websites to see, and nothing wrong in applying. The worst can happen is they'll say no, but most of the time people get lucky. They will always give some dollars to international students before they give it to students within US. And there are also institutions that they fund international, like the Joint Japan Bank programs. And these are all part of, like, this is only for American Association of University Women. This is only for girls. They give international fellowships. So there are different scholarships, and there are, a lot of dollars are distributed every year for the right students in US school system. So apply for those, and I'll say the other way is, if you go to a community college, the tuition is low, they also have scholarships, so that way you can reduce the cost of your 4-degree undergrad in US by going to a community college for first 2 years. That's another way also. And the job opportunities. Job opportunities in US, it starts in the second year of your undergrad. Mostly the internship starts after the third year of the undergrad 4-year degree, but some bright students, they get lucky to get intern after 2 years, and if not 3 years is definitely, and most of those interns, it ends up as a full-time job after the college. And if you get a good intern, you know what, you're done in the sense, most likely you will be hired by the company, and after the 4 years they have a J1 visa, temporary work permit, and during that time the company that hires you, they sponsor your work visa. It is called H1. But the job opportunity start there. Some of the universities in US, like one in Boston is there, they are kind of known in the entire country, northeastern. They have co-ops programs. So what they have done is, they have partnered with many companies, definitely in and around Boston, but also outside Massachusetts. They have partnered with companies in Silicon Valley, California, you name it, throughout the country. And what they do is, their undergrad is 4 years, undergrad is 4 years, but in those universities, undergrad could be 5 years, undergrad could be 6 years also. Why? They have co-op programs here. While you are studying, you can also go work, take a break from the semester and work there. And that way, you kind of increase your opportunities to get hired by the company you are doing the co-op. And it is not only for their 4-year course, they also offer for their master's degree. But primarily for undergrad students get that co-op program, and they get hired at the 3rd year. And the master's and doctorate program, they also have intern opportunities. And if you're a good student, the PhD programs are, you get stipend, and that stipend dollar is not a lot of money, but it is enough for you to sustain, have your daily food and housing, plus little extra pocket money. It is enough for you to pursue your PhD degree while you are being paid for that also. And law school and medical school, those are a little tricky. Medical students are truly busy, and law school, most of the time they kind of work, and there are also programs from the state. If you commit, I'll serve the state, I'll be a prosecutor before I start practicing privately for a law firm, then this the state might give you full board free education to some listed schools and colleges. And if for international student also, those options are available. So that's on the job opportunity. I don't know if you have any questions in particular that I can go back to that slide and answer.
Hello.
Hello.
It was very nice talk. I want to ask my question. My son is
so
reading
there is a
in.
question from.
Hello.
Can
I ask?
Go ahead.
ମୁଁ କହିଲି ମୋ ପୁଅ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ +2 ପଢୁଛି, +2 ସାଇନ୍ସ ପଢୁଛି ପୁଅ, ଭଲ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ। ତାର +2 ସରିଲା ପରେ ସେ ଧର ଚାହିଁବ କଣ କେମିତି ପଢିବା ପାଇଁ, କଣ ଆପ୍ଲାଏ କରିବ, କଣ କରିପାରିବ, ସ୍କୋପ କଣ?
+2 ପରେ +2 ପଢୁଛି ମାନେ ସବୁକା ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଇୟର ହେଇଗଲାଣି?
ନାଇଁ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଇୟର ହେଇଛି, ମାନେ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ଇୟର ଆଫ୍ଟର କମ୍ପ୍ଲିଟେସନ।
ନାଇଁ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ଇୟର ହେଇଛି ମାନେ this is the right time, because एठी 11th क्लास जोटा कि +2 फर्स्ट ईयर जेतेबेले हमें 11th क्लास रे थांती सेतेबेले से माने आरंभ करंती तांकर कोन कहबी तो एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस टा मैं गोटे टाइमलाइन रखी छी जंती कहबी 11th क्लास रे से माने एक्चुअली देबे डिसेंबर नवंबर रे अक्टोबर रे तांकर परीक्षाटा हुए 12th क्लास रे जदी से माने परीक्षा देले ताले से माने गोटे वर्ष लूज कर जाई पारंती लूज करिवे कारण 11th क्लास रे अंकर एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस आरंभ हुए 12th टा चेयर टेबल पास अंक पई माने यू हैव टू क्लियर 12th ग्रेड बट देयर application SCT they starts in the 11th grade से जदी एठी के आसीबा को चाहूची ताले this is the time अबिका हमर अगस्त
माने धर सपोज इंजीनियरिंग पढिया पे चाहूची से सिटी ताले कोन एबेटू अप्लाई करिया पड़ो ना +2
हां एबेटू अप्लाई करिया पड़िबो जदी से 11th ग्रेड रे एबे अछि आ से 2022 रे ता माने से सारिबो तार +2 2022 रे +2 सारिबो 2022 रे +2 सारिबो माने जून जुलाई रे सारिबो
हां
जून जुलाई रे सारिबो माने एठी अगस्त मास रे क्लास आरंभ हुए तले अप्लाई केबे करबो एबे अप्लाई करबो एई अक्टोबर रे परीक्षा दबो सैट बाय एससीटी 2021 रो
किंतु पढिला बेलू +2 टी कंप्लीट हे जइतो
हां +2 टा कंप्लीट हे जइथिबो से आसला बेलू किंतु एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस टा 11th क्लास रु से एबे स्टार्ट करिवो एबे स्टार्ट करिवो माने ए अक्टोबर रे से एससीटी बा एसएटी दबो तापरे टू स्कूल को अप्लाई करछि से स्कूल रो जहा थिबो प्रोसेस से फॉलो करिवो फॉलो करिकि जेते बेले
और डिटेल लिंक टा टिके पठेबो ग्रुप
हां पठे देबी हां एससीटी एसएटी रो लिंक पठे दी पारिबी किंतु से को स्कूल को अप्लाई करूची जेमति कि हां से चॉइस किंतु जो स्कूल भी हो द बेस्ट ही हैज टू अपीयर फॉर एसएटी और एससीटी बहुत गोटे स्कूल इंडिया बहुत गोटे जगह भुवनेश्वर रे मु जानिनी किंतु बॉम्बे दिल्ली कोलकाता रे एससीटी एसएटी रो ट्रेनिंग भी दिया जाउची sample question भी तारो भी वेबसाइट अछि I can share all of that but if he wants to pursue after 12th grade जोटा कि 2022 जून रे तारो सरीबो then he has to start his prep work this month onwards.
Okay, thank you and kindly share the links and other.
Yeah, I will. हाँ, मैं पठे दिबी हाँ.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, uncle. Actually, now I will pursue my BTech from like in next 2 months. I will be admitted to one of my BTech colleges, but I want to pursue MBA after that. So, what will be the requisites for that? What I have to clear or what I have to do to pursue MBA
Okay. BTech okay, you'll start BTech, so you have a long time. Okay.
Yes.
So once you are in 3rd year of your BTech, you will start the process. The process for US school system starts okay. I actually, I have a master student sitting next to me. He also did his BTech, but he's doing MTech. I did BTech, but I did MBA. So for BTech to MBA, we did not do all the MBA prereq courses that was needed by the US school system. For example, we did economics and all, but they needed statistics, they needed macroeconomics, few additional papers. So I had to do that. So if you want to do MBA in US, first is you will do GMAT, not GRE. You will GRE for the engineering students. You will have to appear for GMAT. Then you will have to do for TOEFL. Then you have to add, 6 months to a year, depending upon the speed you need to complete those 6 prerequisite courses for MBA. So that's the minimum. But first is GMAT, TOEFL, then the application process, then you have to do those prereqs required by the school. Different schools have different requirements, and depending upon these days in India also, different BTech programs have different courses. Our time re ete gude nathila, amar computer, electronics, civil, mechanical, bartaman IT, computer science, both good, there are so many different options available. So depending upon what courses they cover, the school will let you know the prereqs needed. So that's how you will do. But GMAT is and TOEFL and the application process, and it starts a year before.
Okay.
Yes. Deva, can
Bye,
I come
namaskar.
Deva, wonderful. I must say, on a Teacher's Day, I'm hearing a wonderful young teacher talking about things which generally has been so-called my domain. Wonderful to hear you. I've been monitoring, listening to you on YouTube. I thought I'll come towards the end. I've talked to you over hours on very emotional, sensitive things, and I'm so proud to hear you today. And I must congratulate your batch. If I may say so, let me take a minute. This is an opportunity I have been monitoring. And I must congratulate you people. What the OBA hasn't been able to do, you people have done. And you have picked up things. And I must tell you, because that's my forte. And I'm indeed proud of you all. And I hope the OBA, whenever it starts functioning in whatever better form, it emulates you all. And my suggestion to all of you and the leaders are, our request is, can you have some professional kind of webinars, even if needed, to call resource people from outside? Now that you people are doing so well, and you have done it over many times, on career counseling, on how to plan a career, which is absolutely necessary for the school. And you must have heard that the school, and let me speak. I hope I'm not speaking too much. Can I speak?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please take your time. Yeah, please.
Yeah, because unknown to many of us, I've been deeply involved with the school towards these concepts. I've been talking to the principal, the Sainik School Society, and since I know some very senior lot, including the CNC, we have got a professional counselor now on the books of the school. It has been sanctioned by the Sainik School Society. We are the first Sainik school. I took up the case and it has happened. But what concerns me, because I have gone on many workshops of the school, and it is sad to see that the results are going from bad to worse. And in NDA, hardly anyone is selected. In fact, somebody was talking to me yesterday and said in the last UPSC jo entrance exam, only one has been selected. Shocks me. Somehow I have not gone to the school for the last 2-3 years because of very many reasons. But the fact is, we must help our young people, first, to know their potential. Second, to improve their communication personality, to become a holistic person like you people were during your time. Bring in a sense of mentorship. And finally, give them certain tools in their hand as OBNs, which will make them successful, not just to get into NDA, which is the objective of the school, but also to become successful outside. Like you are sitting there as a role model. The sense of mentorship is missing. You people are doing a wonderful job, but can you all think what we can do to bring in our youngsters from the school to join your programs or whatever? Think about it. That is one. Second thing, I have a personal request for you. My son has completed his MSc in applied microbiology from KIT. He has done well, got an 8 CGPA. In 2019, unfortunately, because of the pandemic, he wanted to, I think I have told you earlier, he wanted to do his PhD abroad. But the pandemic has denied him everything, and there is absolute chaos. But in this meantime, he did his research internship in the ICMR, RMRC, Regional Medical Research Center, which is in Bhubaneswar, for more than 6 months, absolutely on COVID. Absolutely on COVID, and he's an expert on that. And immediately after that, he was selected as a young professional too. That is the highest position one can achieve under the Department of Science and Technology in India for a non-PhD scholar. He joined the CIFA, and he did a good project which he has just finished, and he is waiting to do his PhD. My request is, can you be a mentor to him and suggest me how he should go about to finally seek a place in a laboratory under a PI to do his PhD? Can you kindly, and I'll be immensely thankful to you, and all the, and if not, I will tell him to put you. I will tell him to get through to you on your WhatsApp number and send all his CVs to you. Thank you.
Okay, bhai.
Yeah, sure, sir, for your kind words. We have taken all points noted. So we will, on this program side, we will take and consider it and try to do best to expand this and bring in external speakers as well, like you have advised. And on your personal stuff, I believe, you can always get in touch with DSY, and I am sure he'll be able to help you. So I think there is one question from UT, right? Can you unmute your raised hand?
Yeah, I read his question.
Hey, just 1 minute, DS, just want to tell people that we actually a lot of background noise coming from other places. But first of all, I want to congratulate DS. There's some very informative and necessary information for our kids, and I think it will motivate a lot of people to plan studying in the US, which I believe is the ultimate in education, and specifically in the masters and more specialized programs. I met DS in Boston while on a visit to MIT and Harvard a couple of years back, maybe 3 years back, DS, and and we met in the closer to MIT. If you remember that we had closely met. And so, first of all, wanted to thank you. And so, I just wanted to tell people it's not that difficult to dream bigger institutions, and it's possible for us to move into one. मैं specifically एक question पूछ रहा था कि undergrad में मैं जितना थोड़ा travel किया है, I taught in the US also, कि बहुत ही undergrad programs are phenomenally expensive. You don't get into scholarship. It's not actually easy for a lot of our middle class people to afford that kind of education in an undergrad.
It is expensive. Compared to it seems expensive because of the dollar itself. Let's start there. But even then, ଆମର जो इंडिया रे भी होगा मेडिकल और प्राइवेट इंजीनियरिंग स्कूल्स अछंती, बेस्ड ऑन हमर पेरेंटल इनकम दरमा अनुसार जते बेले हमें देखुछु लक्ष लक्ष टंका सेमाने फीस नउछंती, दैट इज आल्सो एक्सपेंसिव. सो डॉलर हिसाब रे लागुची एक्सपेंसिव आउ सतर भी एक्सपेंसिव. तार मेन रीजन होची जे एठी स्कूल गुडा को हला प्राइवेट स्कूल. Every school is KIT. Every school is Sai International School. Every school is एठी गवर्नमेंट रो किछि नाही, माने गाइडलाइन अछि किछि नै. किंतु जो गुडा को स्टेट स्कूल गुडा को जो कम्युनिटी स्कूल गुडा को मु कहली तार फीस तो बहुत कम. सर इंडिया रो प्राइवेट स्कूल टू बी कम. किंतु जदि से बाट दे कि आसीबो, एजुकेशन इज सेम, डिग्री इज सेम, एंड फॉर द फुल ब्राइट स्टूडेंट इफ यू नो हाउ टू सेल थ्रू, मु छोटो कैनाल बाट दे कि पहरी जाय कि समुद्र रे पहुंची जिबी, ताले बेसी पैसा लागिबोनी. किंतु हमर ट्रेडिशनल ओडिया छुआ केमिति आछंती, ट्रेडिशनल ओडिया छुआ इंजीनियरिंग करछंती, हमें जिबो एमटेक करिया.
नहीं, मुझे अंडरस्टूड, बट अंडरग्रेड स्पेसिफिकली पे ये अंडरग्रेड माय क्वेश्चन इज
अंडरग्रेड रे तो सीते कहला जो 4 वर्ष कम्युनिटी कॉलेज रे जदी 2 वर्ष जने पढिला, जेमति कि हमें हार्वर्ड अछि, MIT अछि मैसाचुसेट्स रे, ओके, दे प्योरली प्राइवेट स्कूल, but they give lot of scholarship for the right student. At the same time, University of Massachusetts भी अच्छी, सेटा मैसाचुसेट्स गवर्नमेंट रो, तार स्कॉलर तार फीस टा पूरा अधा तापर एठी मेरीमैक कम्युनिटी कॉलेज भी अछि तार आहुरी अधा जेतेबेले आमे इंडिया रु आसुचु बा ओडिसा रु आसुचु जेतेबेले अंडरग्रेड स्कूल को टार्गेट करूचु वी काइंड ऑफ मिस ऑन दोस पॉइंट्स हमको के गाइड करिया को नाहंती जे नाही आमे काहे की सीधा एमआईटी को ये आखेबा जदि हम पाखरे पैसा नाही जदि पैसा नाही ताले एमआईटी जदि हमको मिलुनी ताले आमे जिबानी नाही आसो कम्युनिटी मेरीमैक होलियो क्रॉस कॉलेज को आसो सेठी आसिकरी वर्ष पढ़ 2 वर्ष पढ़ी करी तापर यू हैव नाइस ग्रेड्स अप्लाई टू द यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मैसाचुसेट्स को जोटा कि पूरा आधा पैसा तापर तमे हार्वर्ड को भी जाई परिबो किंतु पूरा हार्वर्ड को गले तार गोटे कॉस्ट अछि द कॉस्ट इज द कॉस्ट कैपिटलिस्ट कंट्री तो तार आ किछ नै बिकॉज़ हार्वर्ड रो पास कला माने अगेन द एलुमनाई द ग्रुप एंड द कैंपस इट गोज अ लॉन्ग वे सेति पय कि हां स्कूल को नहीं की पैसा अछि किंतु देयर आर चीपर वेज टू परस्यू योर अंडरग्रेड डिग्री इन यूएस
Thanks, TH. I will touch base when I need to. I actually was inquiring of the University of Chicago program. The undergrad fees per year was $90,000, which is roughly around 55.
No. No undergrad fee in America, not even Harvard, is 90,000. No, the maximum private school, the cap is max is 60,000, and that is undergrad.
Maybe with the other fees and accommodation.
No. That is inclusive of all fees. The tuition fees is the legal fees that they charge. That's why my presentation had tuition fees dollars. The housing, the first 2 years, my son boarded at the school housing, college. But Temple University is a private university. The fees are $50,000. Kintu 50,000 tuition no. Tuition thila 35,000. Kintu se dhara jau jaikiri college ro hostel re roibo $15,000 से 2 वर्ष रहिला तापर से कहला मो डैडी मो प्राइवेट अपार्टमेंट रे रहिबी ओके नाउ द कॉस्ट हैज गॉन अप और कम डाउन बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट काइंड ऑफ अपार्टमेंट रे गाड़ी रखिबो कि कोन करिवो बाहर खाइबो दैट इज टोटली डिफरेंट किंतु ट्यूशन फीस अंडरग्रेड रो इवन हार्वर्ड रे भी एते नो 90,000 इज नेवर सबटु आकर हला लॉ और मेडिकल पई कि जेतेले मो पो लॉ बिका जीवो कहूची 3 वर्ष लॉ इज $70,000 से ईयर including fees and ये किंतु इतने नहीं 90,000 is not the dollar तापर किछि फॉरेन स्टूडेंट्स को तो सेमाने बहुत पैसा भी नहीं जानती कारण सेमाने फुल पैसा दे की आसीबा रखी जंती पैसा दो
I will share that link in the Chicago University.
If you want to pick up any question you can say
Thank you DS. I will touch base personally. Thank you so much DS.
You're welcome anytime UT.
Okay, so thank you UT, thank you DS bhai. So we'll I think Pradipta Sahu. Okay, I'm going by the name. So please
Pradipta got a question, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Actually my son is in class 7. He is interested in engineering line. I mean, could you please guide, should he be going for some premier engineering institute in India or some undergrad at US? I mean, in case he thinks of, or you would advise him aiming for masters, doing engineering in India?
Definitely India has premier engineering institutions like IITs and some of the leading NITs. But if you want to pursue, they say an undergrad degree in US does magic. Okay, so yes, if he wants to pursue, and there are 7th grade mane bahut time achi, so he can plan accordingly. Mu personally दी जन student REC campus ru my father-in-law was the head of the department Raurkela engineering college ro computer science रे तो ताकर wife सेठी पढिची तो से बहुत गुटे से REC campus ru के आछंती एठी पढिया पई की so I had the opportunity to personally meet them. ताकर कहवा कथा हला जे अंकल हमकू खड़गपुर भी पाइथिली एमआईटी भी पाइली किंतु आईटी खड़गपुर पाइबाटा बहुत डिफिकल्ट थिला एमआईटी रे प्रोसेस ओरिएंटेड थिला बट मते इजी लागिला एंड एमआईटी गिव देम फुल स्कॉलरशिप आल्सो सो द सब जिंस मैटर करछि जे व्हाट काइंड ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स लाइक सम ऑफ द गुड स्टूडेंट्स कैन रियली गेट लकी इन यूएस universities look for such brains here mane world ranking of high schoolers of US is not even top 20. World rank of US high school students is not even top 20. किंतु ता भितर किचे हाई स्कूल रू पास करके यूएस भितर भी आउ बाहर स्टूडेंट आसिकी यूनिवर्सिटी रैंकिंग वर्ल्ड नंबर 1. So these schools look for great brains and they will pay dollars to take you in. So if you are the right student, if you are the right, if you have the right approach, then it's easy to get in here.
Thank you so much. These words will actually serve as pearls of wisdom for my kid. Thank you so much once again.
Anytime, you know, when the time comes, you can reach out to me personally. Actually, I'm a pandemic purbo obere चेतक मोर माने संजय मोर दी जन गोटे टॉक देइथुल 11th 12th क्लास पिलांकू एई टॉपिक रे ही प्रिंसिपल हैड asked us to brief them. तो ता परे बहुत पिला एक्चुअली से माने नंबर रखी फोन करथिले ता भितर गोटे दिटा आसीले भी. So if you pursue for a year, गोटे वर्ष लागिबो. Application process is 1 year to get into US schools, and if you do that right, you will get lucky. Foreign students को एठी आनिया पई कि एमाने बहुत पैसा खर्च करंती.
Thank you once again. I'll get in touch directly.
Just to come in again, I hope you heard me. Life science microbiology re PhD possibility केमतिका तमे जो कहिला मल्टी टियर यूनिवर्सिटी
that is a budding new thing, and एटी MIT corridor रे microbiology रो सबुदिन incubation कंपनी स्टार्टअप्स आरंभ होची से मन भी करूचंती. मोर निज भिणे भी से आसिकी एटी पोस्ट डॉक करी कि इज बिकम एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर यूसी डेविस रे थिला. तापरे वर्तमान से सिटी बाट सब अछि सब मिलिबो, किंतु सही भाई कथा होची जे यू हैव टू अप्लाई फॉर द राइट बड़ यूनिवर्सिटी. धरा जाऊ मिलिलानी, अप्लाई टू ए स्मॉल यूनिवर्सिटी. को गार गोटे को यूनिवर्सिटी को अप्लाई करंतो मिल जिवो, पळे आसीबे सेठी. तापरे आसला पर चेंज कर देबे.
अच्छा तमे मु तुमको
दैट इज द वे ए जो गुजराती राजस्थानी बॉम्बे सब आछंती कारण तांकर एते परिवार समान एते सब रहिचंती. दैट इज इवन गोटे मो संगर गोटे झियोटे कटक रु आसी एमबीए करथला. ता भाई एठी चाकरी करथला. से झियो सेमती मेन रो गोटे कॉलेज को आसीला, कम्युनिटी कॉलेज को आसी चेंज करी पळे गला. सो देयर आर वेज कि से वे गुडा को हमें न जानिले हमें खाली भाबुछु हमें ए पांचटा बड़ कॉलेज को अप्लाई कले एते पैसा पड़ला से नेलेनी. किंतु माइक्रोबायोलॉजी हार्वर्ड रे मो पकेले मो रेज्यूमे तंग पे भलो न लाग पारे, एमआईटी भलो न लाग पारे, टुलेन मेडिकल भलो न लाग पारे, ब्राउन यूनिवर्सिटी भलो न लाग पारे. किंतु को गार गोटे यूनिवर्सिटी को पकेले से मन कबे जाय होचे हमें गोटे अपॉर्चुनिटी दबा आसीबो. आ आसिला परे the sky is the limit if you work hard and do good. Jump universities and
apply, select the college, directly apply, and possibly
directly apply. easy हे जाए जते बळे जदी एठी पोस्ट डॉक गुडा रे इजी हुए बा पोस्ट डॉक गुडा रे इजी हुए जदी एठी गोटे गाइड के मिलिबो डाकी के आनिया
880 को जोटा 850 गला करे नै दिला.
पीएचडी कि आपण मास्टर्स पीएचडी वाले अप्लाई भी करि परिबे स्कूल
ना मो सही चिचिकी वाला
आसला को से आडू रिकमेंडेशन दरकार आ कोन पेपर लेखिच कोन रिसर्च करचंती ता पर टिक दर
quite strong. You published on peer-reviewed papers and done some seminar work.
Mrityunjay Swara is very connected here also.
No, I know. Mrityunjay is a go-getter. But lately he has not been able to place his good and excellent students.
Pandemic I have known him since before Sainik school even. से भी भलो प्लेस करे मु जाईची भी तार सब देखिची सेठी किंतु वर्तमान पैंडेमिक पई कि जदी टिके असुविधा होतबो कि कोन होतबो
दे दियो आ 300 टा मानी दे दो
बट जदी कोठी की अप्लाई करि परला I'm looking for a mentor who can suggest a guide. जहाँ संगे से directly correspondence कर पारिबो. Not necessarily Harvard, could be any other college. Idea is to start a PhD.
Mo application process रे कहि परिबी आउ I know someone जे microbiology रे एठी आसी कि हे गलानी 15-20 वर्ष रही कि I can probably introduce him to talk to him and he can guide the process and को स्कूल को केमती कोन सेति की करे देई हबो.
Can't hear you. Missed all your.
ना मु कहली भाई प्रोसेस टा मु गाइड कर दे परिबी आ एठी जणे जे माइक्रोबायोलॉजी रे आसी की पोस्ट डॉक करी की 15 वर्ष रही की साइंटिस्ट हेई चंती तांको संगरे मु इंट्रोड्यूस करे दे परिबी मे बी ही कैन गाइड बेटर यू नो तापर देखिबा से किंतु अप्लाई करिया को पड़िबो सेम प्रोसेस आ जदी भी मिड लेवल स्कूल को अप्लाई करले इजी हबो देन दैट विल बी द इजीएस्ट वे टू क्रैक.
Thank you. Sankara टिके कांटेक्ट ता दे देले I will put him talk to him. I will also talk. तम टिके करि दबो तांको कांटेक्ट नंबर और टिके इंट्रोड्यूस करे दो.
आज्ञा.
Okay. Thank you. So we'll go for the next question. Amir, you have a question, right? Is the fee that you mentioned for here is a total course fee? Is that the question, Amir? You want to ask?
Hello.
Yeah, I think. So DSB sir, Amir, I think he has a question. That I think the fee that you mentioned, right? Per year, is that the total course fee? I think he has a doubt around that, or is it? I think you clarified that, right? It's morely around the tuition fees, right? It's not
those fees are only tuition fees.
Tuition fees, and it doesn't cover any personal expenses, right? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think. So
that is an average figure also. The school's fees will differ, but it is around that ballpark.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Dear sir, my question was whether it is yearly. The fee that you mentioned was yearly or the total course fee.
It is yearly.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, Amir. I think I got that wrong. Yeah, it is per year.
Okay,
yeah. Okay. I think next question from Ranjan. If the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th grades are not good, I believe you are talking in terms of marks and all that. So can we still think of studying a reputed college in US?
Yes. The reason is the first and foremost is the SCT or SAT score. Seta first hierarchy. Ta pore grade asibo. Jodi grade tike kharap ache SCT SAT re both course achi, then it will balance it out. Some school will definitely accept a good score because for foreign students grade essay bhalo lekha aithbo, essay re se story ta reflect aithbo je I was a not so good student, then I had a change of my mind to study abroad. I started focusing, if you can put your answer in a nicer way within those essays are actually insights to your desire, to your approach, to your vision, everything. So how well you put it there to explain ki kon pai bhalo hi nathala, mate jara hitala ba mu setole bhabi nathili US ku jibi boli, mu jan nathili je high school years are so important. Although I was always good at education, I didn't take tests that seriously, so that's why I didn't score much. Se essay bhitere bahut opportunity thae plus and minus reflect kare pai. Gote students achanti se essay college ro selection board ko ete bhalo lage je semane bi nei janti select kar diyanti. To semiti ethi kichi nai, karan ette gote variable achi je gote variable kharap helle nebeni semti kichi mane nai. जदि स्कोर भलो अछि, एसे भलो अछि, प्रिंसिपल बा हेडमास्टर कर रिकमेंडेशन भलो अछि, ताले ठीक अछि. ए मीडियोकर 9th 10th 11th 12th grade score is okay also.
Okay, thank you, DSY. So any more questions that we missed? Okay, Ravi, you have a question, right? Can you ask?
Yeah. I just asked the question in the message.
Okay, just the essay written in exam contest, or people can write essay at home with help of others.
So yeah. My question is the essay that people are supposed to write, is it written in an exam context, or can it be written at your home with help from others?
You can write it from India रे भी professional help भी नौचंती बाहर लोगों माने application रो essay गुड़ाको you can take help and write it. SAT रो जोटा सेटा exam रे जोटा 800.
Right.
Okay.
You know, I have a student here. Maybe he can tell you his experience, how he got in here, and what kind of essay he wrote.
Yeah, let's hear from him. Let's get great. Yeah.
Hi guys. Actually, I completed my BTech from IIIT Bhubaneswar. Then I plan to pursue my masters in electrical and computer engineering here in the United States. Okay. So the foremost thing first which you should look into is that you should look into universities. That's of course one of the things. But the second aspect is the professors who are going to take the courses. So if you are, supposed to do a particular course, the professor should be very much fluent in that course, and you have to write emails to that professor that, okay, I want to do a thesis based, like here the masters. Sorry.
Yes, mute कर देना था कि जाने पत्थर
Yeah. So before getting into any kind of colleges, you should first see the structure of the course and the professors who are taking those courses. So here in US, master's courses, they are of two types. It is coursework based and thesis based. So if you are going for a PhD after master's, then you should specifically do a thesis based course. So there will be some courses after that, there will be a research project under a particular professor. So after completing the master's, you can immediately pursue a PhD from that college, or even you can apply to other colleges as well. So that is one of the things which you should be concerned about. Secondly, the particular thing that one of the viewers asked about the essay, that is actually the SOP, the essay which is present in the application. That you can take help from others. You can also take professional help. But the essay which is there in the exam, like the GRE, SAT or ACT, that is, that you have to write on your own from the exam point of view.
जो to clarify जोटा कि हमरो रोहन कहला तो जमती कि Harvard we know they are number one, but they are definitely not number one on MIT because engineering ପାଇଁ ନୁହ.
Yeah.
से भलिया को कोन पढिबो very specific. Some schools are good for something. Harvard Law is good, Harvard MBA is good, but Harvard Science school ta not bad, but MIT Science schools will be better. से भलिया हमरो निजर कैपेबिलिटी स्टूडेंट रो कैपेबिलिटीज देखि कि से कोन पढिया को चाहूची से सेही भलिया गोटे स्कूल खोलिबो ये करिवो पिक करिवो. And even though you are just applying to that school, professors here are really good. Email dele uttara debe, question te pacharle uttara debe. आम सार मान भाई एवं कॉलेज जमी सार मैंने पढ़ेबे क्लास रे पार्टिकल बाड़ी की बाहर कर देबे गाल देबे तू कौन जानचु कहबे एटी सेमती नै. विभु महापात्र, we all know विभु महापात्र फैशन डिजाइन वर्ल्ड फेमस एंड मिशेल ओबामा रो ड्रेस डिजाइन करके फेमस हला. नाउ पेरिस न्यूयॉर्क मैनहट्टन सबुटी तार शोरूम अछि. ही केम हियर फॉर इंजीनियरिंग. क्लास रे बसिकरी चित्र करथला खाता रे प्रोफेसर देखिदला. Because I have met Vibhu Mahapatra personally, I have talked to him. That is the story. Se chitra kordala, he is gay, married to another guy. Odisha re loko janchନ୍ତି no janchନ୍ତି, but it is open news. The katha hoji je se class re basi chitra korthala. Chitra korthala tapare professors saw that talent and promoted him. Eti professors mane bahut help karanti semane. आउ अप्लाई करो न करो सब करिकि से माने हेल्प भी करिवे, प्रमोट करिवे, एप्लीकेशन ये करिवे. सो पिकिंग अप द राइट स्कूल एंड इंटरैक्टिंग विथ देम विल आल्सो हेल्प.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, we didn't get your name. Sorry, this way.
The Rohan.
Hello, Rohan. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for
Sorry, the bhalo na hala Vedant.
Acha, Ved, okay.
Vedant Pusti. Dakona Rohan.
Yeah, Rohan.
He actually landed today.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
I think
he had
very
gone
apt for our talk today, I think, yeah. And I didn't know personally that there was a triple IT in Bhubaneswar, so I just came to know. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. No, actually, like I specifically had interest in embedded systems, in firmware and embedded systems.
Yes.
So like Northeastern University, it is amongst the top 50 in United States. But in electrical and computer engineering, the embedded systems ranks 4 in United States. Okay. So there is a professor from Germany. His name is Gunnar Schöner. He's in EC department. So I specifically contacted him. So he told that, okay, he will be accepting me in the thesis-based program. Then I got accepted.
Okay, great.
So,
yeah, we need to have those connects.
Score is one part, and personally getting an acceptance from a professor is another part.
Right. I think those are
so no means like if the professor says that okay, he's going to accept you, so nobody can do anything. You know, like if you are also applying to CMU, Carnegie Mellon also, even if your score is not means like out of 314 GRE, if you are also scoring 302 or less than 310, which is not acceptable at CMU, but if a professor is saying that he will accept you, then you will be accepted.
Right. I think they have the.
It's always good to maintain a connection. Yeah. You have to connect to professors. You have to. That's very important.
Right. Okay. All the best for your studies.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, but any further questions, please?
Thank
you, DS.
Sorry, I totally forgot Pati, and there was a special request for our team. Pati, please, if I know you studied abroad in Germany, so if you can throw some lights. I mean, if you have a question, you can definitely ask. But on top of that, if you can throw some light on your, how did you pursue experience, so everyone will benefit. Please.
Yeah. See, before I go into Germany, Europe, or anywhere rest of the world, okay, I just want to touch upon one aspect of US education. Okay, I think what DS and then subsequently Rohan covered are very important points. Okay, and I spent close to 15 years into academics in India and subsequently into other things. I have sent around 20-25 students to US universities for their masters and higher studies. I just want to share one experience here. Point number one, what Rohan brought out, that you write to professors. First, identify your area of interest, write to them, get them acquainted with why you are interested is very important. Okay. But there is another way to that also. If you are in touch with some professors in India, in your current school, okay, and they have tie-up with foreign universities, I think you should pursue that route as well.
Yeah, that is quite fine. Like I'm saying that if you don't have any connection,
that also works.
Yeah, that also works. That will definitely work.
ନଥିଲେ ବି ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରଫେସର କୁ ଏଠୁ ପୁରା ଅଜଣାତ ଜାଗାରୁ ଗୋଟେ ବି ଇମେଲ କଲେ you have better chances.
Absolutely. I'm not saying no to that. All I'm saying is that there is another route here also. Okay. You find some people who are reachable, whom you know, or whom you have some kind of contact or whatever. Yeah, you can follow that route. The second thing also I want to bring out. Okay,
that was a very good point. Actually, this is, I mean, you can actually improve your chances by leaps and bounds. Because if you connect, if the professor is I have done that, like with the bus, for few, not for many, but I think those are everyone I recommended, they have accepted. Because there was already a connect with the professor.
Because again, let me
that
tell
always you, works. That
there are students who have been recommended or who have been accepted just based on our recommendations.
Correct.
Okay, that is one. Second point I also want to bring out. Like Devi Padi Bhaina, but we used to have a lot of time, Ravensa time. Okay, good times. I think good a student, you write essays and other things are also very important. But these days in India, you get lots of conferences. Okay, So during your studies, whatever you are doing, especially people who are looking at higher education, okay, try to do some project and publish a paper into a conference or something. Okay, that actually establishes a credibility in international market, and not only in US but world over you get accepted, because you have pursued a route of showing that you are interested in academics. Okay, that said, I'll come back. See, Germany is very good in terms of mechanical engineering, okay, biological sciences, and most of the universities are fairly standardized, mostly government funded, okay, and they don't have requirement of like, you know, these SAT, GRE and all those things. Mostly gets accepted by recommendation from your current professors, engineering in, like, you know, जोटा वर्तमान तुम पढ़ुछ ताहारी ऊपर से सब सिलेक्शन करती. But the criteria not only in Germany but most of continental Europe is that if you are going for undergrad studies, what we call undergrad in India, okay, you have to learn the local language. Most of the education is in that language. Okay, and even if there are international schools where they are teaching English, the professors will teach you in English. But when you go for practical classes, you still have to interact with people who are probably not professors, and they will speak in the local language. Okay, that is one thing you have to keep in mind. But another thing what I also want to bring out is that US is a wonderful destination to go, like both DS and Rohan have brought out. Okay, also start looking at avenues like Singapore, Australia, New Zealand. Okay, and it's not only IITs and NITs in India. There are so many wonderful institutes sitting in India, and the fees are at par. Look at them also. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pati, for your nice and wonderful points. I hope that I've added to the conversation. Any more questions?
Sam, we can end now. Actually, it's already 12:30.
Yeah, I think I think this kind of sessions, I think definitely one is not enough. So maybe we'll look forward to have a repeat of the session, and maybe same with DSY again, or we will try to bring in other people with a similar experience. I think this is very much required for each and every kids and ourselves as well. So yeah, if there are no other questions, I think we'll try to wind up the call. Can
I interfere, please?
Yes, okay.
I remember Pita was a wonderful man, erudite, soft-spoken, and he had a brilliancy in him. And it has carried on, and he's still the same handsome man. Now, Pita was so wonderful to meet you young people. I wish I could become young again. I got the dam in my 1969-70. I got highest in biology in Commonwealth. We used to have those, Cambridge
That's another
exams.
scholarship.
Yeah, and I got it, and I was selected to join the lab of Hargobind Khurana, who had got the Nobel in 1968. And my paper was on genetics, I still remember. And I had also got Princeton University, and I qualified for NDA. And I went to NDA, no regrets. But today my son is studying life science, and he told me the other day, "Che Nonna, bada bada kotha kucho counselor, yes, sabu, hajar jaga ku jaucho, mate tike sahaj bhi kar parno, tama school ro gote kiye nai life science re, je mu tike bahar ku jibi Germany ke kouthi." Mane, I have to hang my head in shame, to be very honest. But today I'm so proud. Pitava sir, help me. You please get in touch with me personally. Moro thibo nishchay number tama pakhare. नहले मु देबी तो लिखि दियो टिके.
हां सर.
9348
आपण गोटे कथा कहबार थला, आपण को बाहागर भोजी देइ नथले, पो बाहागर भोजी डाकिया को भूलिबेनी.
निश्चय निश्चय. अरे तमे थिबोनी, तमे तो बरजात्री रे तमे कोन कन्या आण कहबो तमे. अच्छा, मो नंबर 9348 0077 96. 9348 0077 96. I'll be extremely grateful. And I can assure you one thing, I'm a professional counselor with a doctorate.
My number.
Okay, got it. Now, Germany. बुझल कि माने ऑफ कोर्स मैक्स प्लैंक ये सी छाड़ तमे जदि टिके ताकू सहाय्य करि परिबो कारण लाइक डीएस वाज सेइंग he was the favorite of his Swar sir, and he was selected as the best कोन तांकर माने ए जो स्टूडेंट गोटे अवार्ड अछि. He has already published an article in a peer reviewed journal as a student, and he has followed it up with excellent projects, but he just wants a feed to reach a man to whom he can send the CVs and pursue further. तमे टिके सही लीड टी जदि देई दबो, I will be extremely thankful to you.
I studied neuroscience in Germany for 1 year.
हाँ.
आउ गोटे अछंती सेठी भाई हमर एसएस स्नेहाशिष मिश्र.
अरे स्नेहाशिष तारो डीन थिला
अच्छा
किंतु तारो एनवायरनमेंट बायोलॉजी आरो इंटरेस्ट टू एनिमल बायोलॉजी कैंसर रिसर्च की माइक्रोबायोलॉजी की वायरोलॉजी सही टाइप. स्नेहाशिष इज वेरी क्लोज टू मी, ब्रिलियंट मैन, so he is not of much help right now. बुझे लगी
Pittavasa is going to help.
हां डीएस जदी तमे टिके सही नाट या नंबर टी
हमें समस्त करेगा
भाई. You will bless me. The other day he told me, Nana, you say you are a counselor, can you send me to a better counselor? Entire heaven fell down. Mu chariada only. Mane, this is the story. You see, and today is a teacher's day, and you might have all the degrees, diplomas, what have you, but your sons and your children can bring you to the absolute zero, absolute x-axis, and let that guy go. Money, I will send my flat, no problem, but let him go.
So Ishan gote question pacharchi helicopter industry. Britain and France are very good in that.
Acha, mane he is interested in is virology, immunology. এই দুইটি ভিতরে হেই গলে হেই যিব. He is an expert on COVID, research kari genomic project रे भी थिला. YP2, which is the highest non-PhD appointment for in India under the Department of Science and Technology, he has already done that. Now he is waiting. तापरे किछि परीक्षा भी हो नथिला, से जो नेट परीक्षा हो कि जा हो, अबिका the windows are opening, but he is interested to go abroad. So DS Debo and Pittavasa, भाई एति की मु तुमको रिक्वेस्ट करिवि, भाई माने please help me. Done? Finally, let us think what we can do for the school boys and now girls. I can assure you I am deep into education. I go there on invitation. I am I'm involved with everything. So most school my school is sinking. There was a file moving 2 years back to close it. The chief of naval staff, who was the last he started flying under my instruction. Sir, you help your school. Man, I'm a kichi kori parnu. OBA is defunct. You all know more than I do. Can you, and your batch, dynamic batch is doing so much. Can you not devise a white paper for the school? A webinar can we not counsel them? Can we not increase their confidence level? Can we not aid them, their library, and then video when they came for training with me, you will be surprised. They think